I'd like to thank our generous hosts and our sponsors this evening. So Ingersoll Rand, with their brands that are represented in the home, the Train, Schley, and Nexia. And we'll be here a little bit later during the tour from Scott Martin, who's back there. So hi, Scott. If you have any questions about the whole home automation system for Nexia, the high efficiency HVAC system, the hardware, security, or cameras in the home, please talk with Scott or Paige here. And then we've got Matt from Boral, who's our other sponsor. I think he's over there. Oh, he's back there. And Boral has beautiful smog-eating tile roofs, trim, permeable pavers, and brick in the home. So you'll hear a little bit more about that from them. We're particularly happy to have you all here because through the course of our work, code officials, regulators, etc., but to now be able to engage in conversation with the real estate community, including editors, is very important to us in order for us to continue moving our work forward relative to sustainable living. And for those of you, I know there are some of you who have asked what we do at Green Builder Media. And as our name implies, we're focused on disseminating information about green building and sustainable living. So you'll learn a little bit more about us in some of the tour comments that you're going to hear in a minute. I won't linger there, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask myself or Katie or our President Ron Jones, who's standing back there. What I do want to tell you just very briefly about the house before we go in for a tour is that we had a really interesting challenge and opportunity with this exhibit to appeal to the wide spectrum of guests that come through Epcot. So as you can imagine, there are folks that come through the park that are skeptical about green building and sustainable living, and there are some that have wildly embraced it and are very passionate and zealous about it. So we had to appeal to that whole spectrum of individuals and families with this one exhibit. So what we've done, what you'll see tonight, is we've created a story that has something for everyone, that anyone that goes through the home can pick up a tip or learn about a product that they can then bring back to their own homes and implement or purchase. And that's very exciting for us, is that everything you see in here is real. So while we've tried to utilize the Disney storytelling and magic to share the story about sustainable living, we've very much focused on real, available, cost-effective solutions for today's environment. The other thing that I'd like to tell you is that we have some exciting news this evening for you. You're the first group of individuals that will hear about this, and this is relevant to a conversation that I was just having. Katie has done some great work. She has worked with a third-party independent energy performance rater and called Energy Logics, and we have just found out that our model and design for the home is net zero energy. So that means it has a HERS rating of 0, which is really important because what we want to showcase with this house is how any family across America can get their home to net zero energy. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. But we encourage you, please, to tweet, post, like, friend, whatever you want with that information. Vision House and Innoventions is, we're announcing that we're a net zero energy home. You will be getting press releases. We'll send those to you first before we send it out to the general public. And you can expect that next week, it sounds like. So again, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about the house, about Green Builder Media, about sustainable living in general, we would be absolutely delighted to be a resource for you this evening and well into the future. We look forward to getting to know all of you and hearing more about your objectives, your goals, your audiences, your storylines, pitches, what you need from us. Please consider us a resource moving forward. With that, Ron, do you want to talk with our guests this evening?
I can say.
Okay, so again, the Green Builder, literally trademarked Green Builder, my co-founder, Green Builder Media, Ron Jones.
First of all, thank you everybody for coming and for all the work that it takes to put together an event like this, and that includes all of our friends and these wonderful servers and people that we work with here at Epcot and Innoventions all the time. You know, I'm going to take a serious note. I'm not going to talk very long, but I just want to say to you, extending a conversation that I was having. Green Builder is not a media company that decided it was time to get into the green space. We are a sustainability company that discovered ways to get our message conveyed through media. And so we have, I think, the breadth and depth of resource in this subject matter that nobody else can offer. And I'm saying that to you because I want all of you to realize that we are a resource for you. That's the main reason that we're happy to organize this event and that we wanted to have you here. You know, the shelter industry in total has gone through a very difficult time these last few years. I don't need to explain that to anybody. And it doesn't matter if you're a developer or a builder, a tradesman, if you happen to be in the financial side of things, if you're a designer, if you're in product manufacturing, if you're an appraiser, if you're in the real estate community, everybody has suffered as a result. But I think that in one regard, what this has done is created an unprecedented opportunity for us in this arena, because we've had to recalibrate the way we think about, as I put it, the relationship between the built environment and the natural environment. And we're not going to ever go back to the model that we saw when the bubble burst. We're going to see a more condensed housing industry. There are going to be fewer specifiers out there in the traditional sense. And we're going to be competing for business in a different way. But there's new criteria that's coming both from the push of regulation as well as the pull of a more informed consumer that's going to require us to understand and articulate more sustainable living, including our living environments and where we work and play. And so, again, thank you for being here tonight. And please consider our team a resource anytime that we can help with any information or connectivity for you. I look forward to you giving us your response to the Vision House of Innoventions. It's unique because we have a series of demonstration projects around the country that are actual houses that people occupy. But this is the one that gets the most traffic. So enjoy the evening. I'm going to close with that. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Sarah?